This is Benjamin Scott Sanchez, and this is a brief analysis of the opening scene after the credits in the film Rear Window by Alfred Hitchcock. In the opening scene, we find Jeffries takes a telephone call. We have a medium shot helping to establish him as a common person, just a normal guy, and he has a cast, which is an important part of the story. But as he speaks on the telephone, we start to understand that he's a well-renowned photographer. He's speaking to his editor, and the editor is sort of building him up and helping us understand that he is, in fact, a person with some renown. But as soon as the telephone call is over, we're back to a medium shot that is straight on, again putting him back into a more common position as just one of us, a common person living in an apartment building. During that phone conversation, there are many shots and many things going on in the complex. One of the first shots we see is him looking up, an up-angle shot, to a couple of women going out onto their balcony. This one's a little out of perspective because we get the sense this is actually on the 4th floor. Then we get another shot directly across from him, a straight-on shot from a distance, giving us the perspective of what Jeffries is seeing. Then below that unit, we actually then see another shot, a down-angle shot, so we presume it to be lower. And this is of the person that presumably lives underneath the dancer, and as you'll see in a moment, we'll see that better. Then we see another image straight on, so we assume it's at the same level as Jeffries. At this point, you don't know exactly where it is. It's a little bit skewed. It's the one that's most difficult to understand, but I presume it's to the right. Then another straight-on shot of a unit, presumably again on the 2nd floor, which we presume to be the same level as Jeffries, where we again see a unit that will fit into our puzzle. Then another down-angle shot showing us one of the characters in our story, again showing us another perspective of the courtyard. All of these things are important. They're all pieces of the puzzle that if you take a few still frames and put them all together, you find that they do in fact compose an image for us of where the action is to take place. Also in this opening scene, there's an interesting confrontation between a couple of neighbors over a fence, which is duly noted for our story to come. Just another quick commentary on this composed scenery that I've put together from the different shots. The upper center area is more of a 4th floor as we get the perspective from the opening credits, which I've not included here. There's actually a 3rd floor with a couple sleeping on a mattress on the fire escape due to the heat. And that particular unit provides some comic relief during the particular film. But nonetheless, this very important puzzle comes together for us to help us understand the perspective of where the action is about to take place, putting everyone in their place in their own little world that is being observed by Jeffries in the time to come. The lighting here is pretty standard midday lighting. There's nothing too spectacular or eerie at this point. Hitchcock, I believe, is just trying to put us in sort of an even keel, all the characters in the same. So now if I take a step back and take the shot prior to these opening shots I've shown, we see a cat beginning a counterclockwise motion that then does a survey of this same courtyard. This is actually occurring before what we see, but we see things here that don't really apply to our story. And what we find here is Hitchcock has clearly given us a clear definition of the area and the context of the neighborhood and where our story will take place, and then comes back around into the unit where Jeffries is. But nonetheless, the particular units we see in the opening scene during the phone call establish the characters.